Uh, don't worry, Bernie. They just called. The other meeting ran a little over. He's in the car. He'll be about 15 minutes late. So don't you all keep expecting that call. We were told that we would have to introduce ourselves, and so I figured, okay, I can probably handle the name part, but then what? So then I thought I might as well do it the way Jim usually did, which went something like, this is Michael Frith, who sort of heads up one of our creative groups and sort of does a lot of our design stuff. It usually came as a kind of question, and for close to a couple of decades, it's been hanging there waiting for an answer. You see, Jim didn't like to define those things too closely, not, I think, because he didn't understand what people did, but because he always believed they were capable of so much more. And why not? The length and strength of his own talents is so astonishing. Writer, artist, designer, director, producer, with an absolutely staggering list of credits. We once figured that we were active in every single medium extant except maybe radio. Bernie? But what the world will always remember and treasure is his genius for wiggling the dollies, for that's what it all came down to, doll wiggling. What an extraordinary discipline. Most of you, I'm sure, know the great Gonzo, the probable offspring of an illicit liaison between a nearsighted turkey and a pencil sharpener, whose idea of art is juggling 2 grand pianos while reciting trees and dancing in a vat of oatmeal. And the Muppet performers would have us believe that this kind of behavior is odd. Compared to what they do, it's a walk to the grocery store. There's a scene in The Dark Crystal where the 2 young leads, Jen and Kira, are floating in a little boat down an idyllic stream through a bucolic countryside while Kira sings a haunting song as Jen accompanies her on his flute. Idyllic and bucolic it appeared to be on the screen, but the true picture would have had Gonzo's heart thumping with envy. Jim and Kathy Mullen, playing Jen and Kira, were crunched in fetal positions between the cold, wet bilges of a barge and the bottom of Kira's boat, television monitors on their chests, cables snaking all around, over and under them, technicians' feet in their faces, and their arms thrust up into their circulation-numbing puppets. And as frogmen towed the top-heavy menage back and forth for take after take, I heard Kathy's voice in anguished acknowledgement of it all waft across the water. Why is this so damn hard? And Jim's reply, calm, matter-of-fact, and inevitable, because if it wasn't, everybody would be doing it. And I believe, in a way, he believed that. Everybody can do everything, and every attempt is an adventure. The work had to be as good as it could possibly be. That was his gift to us all, an assurance that we could reach down just a little deeper and come back with something astonishing, not only to the world, but to ourselves. Brian Henson has given us a wonderful quote from Jim that's printed in your order of worship. It's full of thoughts of forgiveness, thanks, and love. And these, Jim, we are gathered here today to give back to you. Jim, for all those meetings that ran just a little late and left squads of people chasing you down the sidewalk for that approval on just the right shade of shocking pink hair, we forgive you. For all those times around the conference table when, with 20 pairs of hopeful eyes fixed on you for some vital answer to some essential question, and you replied, "Gee, I'm feeling really wishy-washy about that," we forgive you. From all the stitchers and doodlers, sculptors and writers, actors, composers, and tinkerers into whose hands you put the tools and gave the extraordinary opportunity to breathe life into inanimate objects, we thank you for creating a place like no other on earth, full of the message of hope and essential goodness that drew on the best in all of these artists. We thank you. From all the children and from the child and every adult you touched and gave voice to, we thank you. We shall not look upon your like again, but like every great artist, you will always be with us in the work. A work so filled with joy and optimism, a work so filled with the belief in the eventual triumph of the creative spirit over all else, that like all great art, it reminds us that we each have our own capacity for triumph and brings us all a little closer to the angels. For this, Jim, we love you.